I like that Volvo finally updated the. Well, this is a long time ago now, but they finally put like I don't have to go around and figure out who has a default knife. All of these guys have pretty skins.
Beautiful skins.
I'm not gonna do it. This is a good time. I could do it.
No need.
I'm not gonna do it. Resist, Moses. Resist.
You seem like you really want to.
I'm not doing it. It's already started. It's too late.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm pretty interested to see where Sanks is gonna op on this map if he ends up doing it. Hiko, known for the lurker, he comes in on the flank and he almost. It looks like he might bail him out, and he does. 4 kills for Hiko right in succession. So I don't want to cast it, but I'll get excited. I'll get hyped up for that ninja play from Hiko to start things off, and that's going to give him the CT side. And this is where, as we mentioned, the woes for Method began against Cloud9 just a few days ago, 0 for 16.
Well, that's pretty problematic, I guess you could say, for Method, because now they do have to start out on this terrorist side. We bought Nihilum last night, 72% on their CT side. They got to go against that right away. And coming in cold, ideally they would want to have the easier start. Specifically where it was actually, again, you said it, 2 gun rounds for Nihilum last night. It would make this match a heck of a lot closer and make it interesting. Now, unless they really perform out of the gate, it's going to be a lot tougher task. Sanks is in a ton of trouble. He was far too aggressive and all by himself, so mainline came around the corner, took him down with a well-placed shot from the Glock, and they're going to continue forward onto this A site. Rotation from Automatic, Finland, Sempis just leaving out a B now, so it's only on Automatic right now. As a matter of fact, he's already down to 15 HP, pushed back into the bank as Sempis comes up the main stairs. Mainline finds him as well. Excellent shots from him all around so far. And Justin just sitting up on top of the bomb. They're just going to play this off. They don't even need to play for the kills anymore. They've already got the bomb down, but they'll stick around inside the site. Don't want to get too far away, give up the distance, and look at that flawless round from Nihilum.
What a nice hold.
From Method.
Yeah, it was a great hold. Not, a lot of players just sitting far back, just, not even peeking, not giving any opportunity for Nihilum to get back into that pistol round. It all started, Sanks pushing up aggressively, took, a very, very wide angle, but he didn't get to spot the players, the Method players running along the wall. So Method just runs close to that wall, and they're able to turn the corner without Sanks shooting him, because you can see he didn't really fall back with any kind of, haste or speed. He just was a nade out, and he's leisurely coming back. And he gets punished for it, so nice open there from Method, and no 15-0, no 0-15 this time around.
Much better start. Much better start. Sempis playing a close angle on Monster. This will let a flash go deep. He'll be able to dodge it by staring at the wall, and it will allow him to play both angles and limit his, I guess, openness. Toxic's a good spot. It does have that initial shot, but with a pistol, he gets closer in that position. And it also means that the player coming through sandbags won't be able to spot him quite so easily. And they have to turn to the right and put their back to the site if they want to take the fight to him. So it's actually a lot more common that people are playing that close to the wall.
Yeah, and look at this stack over at the A bomb site. They have this red pretty well. Sanks is pushed up in bathroom. He might be able to find someone, but they come long. Mainline grabs the first one. Sanks is going to peek out. He's going to take out Justin, so 1-for-1 trade. Good
push up, too. Gets the rifle from that, so it'll go up to him. But already, Sanks is going to find more. Wow, Automatic actually found silence, so this is turning out well right now from Nihilum, as it's all down to mainline, and he's only got 16 HP. Sempis and Hiko, former Cloud9 members, still alive for Nihilum, and it's a good 2 players to have late, and already the eco round exists. Hiko the eco, and it's closed back to 1-1.
Yeah, and Sanks, just after we talk about the blunder that gave away that pistol round to Method, he pushes up in bathroom and gets 3 stunning kills. Kills the first one, picks up that Galil second one, and then spins around to get him as they enter the bomb site. But that stack was so well done. They went inside the bomb site. We mentioned this yesterday, and I've noticed this a lot. North American teams not all of them have bought into that SMG meta that's going on right now. And the thing that the SMGs really allow you to do, aside from, the way that it fires and the way you can move with it, it gives you a lot of nades and a lot of Molotovs to work with when you take these bomb sites, and against the armor and pistols, that's absolutely crucial. You almost got to treat it as a gun round nowadays.
And a ton of money as well if you can get the kills with them. We see a lot of teams not even upgrading on round 4 at times because they just might as well keep using them. Even if they give up a site, have to play for a retake with them, they can still buy in the next round. So it's one of those gambles like, hey, if we get this, we get even more money. If we lose it, we can still buy, as opposed to upgrading too soon, buying in, losing the round, having to save right away. It gives you essentially a buffer, a one round buffer to play with. Justin coming down the stairs. Yeah, that's the second time in 3 rounds, although last time it paid off for him, so he needs to measure that aggression early. Can't be giving up too much, as Ellie, though, did go down. Man, 3 HP for him. Automatic inside the site, uses the FAMAS to take down main line. That'll bring us back to fours as Ellie moves forward in the bathroom. He needs to use himself as a scout right now. If he can't possibly get a kill, well, he's going to obviously play for a kill, but if he can't do much when he enters the site with that low HP, he needs to make a call for his teammates, and he hears Automatic pushing toward him, so he tries to hug the corner, and Automatic wants to come around, and he's going to get the shot. Well played from Automatic Method. Ellie not able to do anything that time as Justin now comes around, but they have absolutely swarmed on Automatic as Silent comes up the backside. Surob's going to head inside the site right now as Roberts gets the kill and Valens does drop down.
Now, what is going on in these ecos?
Yeah, Sempus on a late rotate. It's Sempus and Hiko again, both coming over from B late. So once again, they're left to close that around. But last time they only had one opponent left to face. This time they have two, and already Sempus is caught. At least he does his job and takes down one before that. Hiko needs to be so careful. Does find the first on Silent, but Roberts gives himself away in the corner. That was a decent position because you don't see people pushed into that corner very often. And he shoots too soon. He could have baited Hiko out. I don't think he would have checked that.
Yeah, just got a little bit nervous, and his teammate just thought he was kind of watching that.
Hiko actually went to the corner. I think he's checking out the angle for himself now. Like, whoa, I didn't expect someone to be here.
Yeah, that was a very clever corner. I really haven't seen that. I think with a rifle, your gun would peek out, but with that Tech 9, it was a perfect position. And I mean, you said it. It's Sanks getting caught out, twice in a row, or twice so far in this half. And look at Method, knowing they dealt so much damage, and with the bomb plant, and the losing bonus going to start coming into play. They bought her in Tech 9s and a lot of utility. They'll be able to buy rifles no matter what next round, but they want to keep the pressure on. They want to keep trying to do eco damage here.
So LA will push up. Get up toward Monster. Valens will come back around and can try and get a little bit closer in towards Sandbag. Passive hold, though, on the B side. He goes on the backside. He can play this from ramp. We've actually seen I think it was Zipnix. 90% sure it was Zipnix. It might have been Dupree who plays that spot. Only shows his head, and he can control the peak toward Monster just by shuffling in and out. But damage already done on Justin over top of the drywall. But look at this. They've already got Hiko down. Valens will respond with two, but he gets traded out. Now with the smokes out, they're going to get a bomb plant out of this. And look at that plant. Backed by the pillar. Not often we see teams do that. Most people run directly into the plywood and go for that default spot. This gives them more of a post-plant situation to hold from. But Sempus has been waiting at Toxic for these smokes to dissolve. And there it is. Bides his time. The patience pays off. He'll catch Justin. This means that Ellie has to play back from Monster, and Silent needs to take the fight with Automatic. Flash goes over. That does catch Automatic off, but he gets the kill. Meanwhile, Sanks, okay, closes out. LA goes down. And Nihilum, they will close out the round. Sanks still with the op up. But the bomb plant came in. That was a decent take, actually, on those two trades.
Yeah, and a really good round for Tech 9 Armor, because they get 3 kills, so they deal the damage. The economy for Nihilum is not that good. They're going to have to drop guns so players can get, utility and kits and grenades and everything like that. On the other hand, with the plant, Method's going to have pretty much a full buy here. So nicely done. Nice money management on their part to, keep the economy low of Nihilum while also saving enough to be able to have a full buy going into this round. That was very good from them.
Going to see this bathroom boost from Nihilum as well. So front side bathroom, it allows them to see through the window, spot anyone out toward party. But they need to be careful when you fall off it. You pretty much have to hit the first shot because they'll swarm you from the front side. Your low player, the boosting player, has to hit the shot. Good one from Sanks, though, out toward Long. He'll catch Silent. So one gun dropped already for Method.
Yeah, and that's scary for them if Sanks is going to get this op going. We saw it last night on Inferno. It was just dominant. And that first kill, now you look at the terrorists at the moment, they're all spread out across the map. One player in the stairs, and actually they do reconvene, the 3 of them, over towards bathroom and towards long A, and they're going to move forward. And this boost from Semphis is going to come into play. If mainline keeps creeping forward, this is going to be huge.
Well, they put some shots in through the drywall. Oh, Catwalk. Valens walks back into it, so he's down to 30, but they're playing really passively at B on Catwalk. Hiko's dropped back down into the pit, but they'll be able to rotate quickly and get back over to A when the take does come in. Automatic's the one in behind Optimus Prime.
Yeah, and that pressure that's actually put on at B actually forced that stack in bathroom from Nihilum to kind of crumble. They fell back into the site, and now they're turtled up, so they wanted to have a quicker rotate over towards B in case that's where the hit was coming. And
they're also turtled in A, though, because we talked about how the smokes can actually completely counter off. You don't even need a pick if you smoke out right. And there it is, wall of smokes out, so they could actually potentially get a bomb plant down on the front side of the boxes without even entering fully into the site. And Semphis is aware of it. He's going to toss that nade out, and here it is. They're going to go for this bomb plant. It's on the corner as well, so they'll be able to cover it from the front side and the back if they need to. And already Robert's going to take down Sanks. Tico drops as well, and Automatic finally claws back in, but all they have to do is fall the bathroom. Good take from Method. This is exactly how Na'Vi likes to play this bomb site right now, and it really works wonders. As, oh, well, good push from Automatic. Does catch LA back, but mainline gonna catch them off, and Robert's still alive. Takes Sempus from the backside at long. That's exactly how you take A in the current meta.
Yeah, very, very well done by them, especially with 3 players today. I know we said they turtled and they were playing it very passively, but I don't even think they took any damage whatsoever entering that bomb site. So great smokes were laid out, blocked Alpha, everyone from Nihilum playing inside that site, and they get a plant. And they did that all losing the first player of the round. You know, they got picked on. It was a 4-on-5 that round, and they still find it. So Nihilum here doing a little bit of a Cloud9, you know, force buying. They pick up a scout and 4 pistols here.
That's smokes. They just block off those. This is why you need an aggro defense still at A, and that's what they're going to go back to this time. So Sanks, Automatic, Sempus all pushed up a little ways, as Sempus does have the scout, and it is the pistols for the rest of the team. But if Sanks is going to go to the op and play it more passive, who's going to be the one to step up at A? Is it going to be Sempus with the rifle?
Right.
They need someone to scout it early to make sure those A takes are held.
They were set up perfectly for it. That stack actually hang on. Automatic's going to push downstairs, and he's going to get into a battle with LA, and he's not able to convert the kill, and now he's kind of trapped in here. 12 HP. No backup for him, but they had a nice stack in bathrooms last round. It was the pressure that was put on the B kind of broke it up. If they had stayed in that stack, they would have been able to get one more kill before falling off, but unfortunately, they just got a little unnerved by the pressure put out the other bomb site.
Even to hold like an incendiary for a CT side might be more beneficial, because we saw the nade to try and go out and do damage once those smokes came out, but it doesn't really do anything. And even if they frontside smoke it, they'll just push through that because they know theirs are still placed. So really the fire is the only thing that can prohibit that take with that many smokes on the A site. But Justin's going to come around back. He's gotten in behind Sanks too. Doesn't even matter. Mainline's going to come up front. Takes him out immediately in the face. Doesn't have to worry about getting flanked, as Justin now tries to make another shot onto Sempus, who does have the scout, so he's going for the jump shot. Meanwhile, LA catches your last player, the flank from Automatic, trying to lurk in behind them, so no guns to be dropped or picked up or recovered on the CT side. They'll have to play straight up, and this time the smokes are a heck of a lot deeper on the post plant.
Yeah, and they're just going to call a save here. Sempus already in the B bomb site. His other teammates rotating through to join him. So they're going to keep that armor and pistols for the next round and try it all over again. Sempus not able to get anything going with that scout. Paradox putting together a good T-side right now at the moment.
Yeah, this is pretty impressive. Obviously the eco hurt them a lot if they could have gotten away with the 3 rounds, but they have picked up a gun round already, and typically it's 2 to 3 gun rounds is what teams are getting right now on Overpass. So.
Hiko finds an AK-47. That's a nice gift, but I think you pretty much nailed it. You talked about, you know, if Sanks is going to use that op and he's going to be passive, who's going to be the aggressive one? You have to find some way, especially during those takes, to deal damage, to get some kills, whether it's spamming through smoke or nades or coordinated pushing through it. But you can't just give them up the bomb site, especially at a 5-on-4. To give up the bomb site for free, you have a player that you can trade, that you can get up, and just far too passive play at times is from Nihilum so far, in my opinion.
So flash over, that doesn't actually do all that much unless there was one pushing player. So that's actually a really conservative play to flash that early into construction, because that only happens if someone's aggressive. So it's a flash. I mean, yes, you can carry 2 flashes. It's not a huge loss, but it's a flash used just to basically get map control. It's not even to take a site. That's pretty interesting that they're that worried about Nihilum's push.
Yeah, don't want to get caught out early. And actually, something that we haven't really seen so much over at the B bomb site. There's boosts over that wall you can do to gain map control at those short sewers. Valens is going to eat a grenade. He's going to get pushed back, and the entire offense for Paradox is over towards this B bomb site. Look at Automatic's flank. So much information. You're even going to see Sempus rotate all the way back towards B, so it's going to be a 4-man stack at this B bomb site.
Yeah, this is really well done. This is actually a perfect play. Automatic's going to go the long way. Roberts is waiting down in the tunnels in the hallway to see if he can catch anyone, but no one's going to come that direction. He still has this feeling that someone's going to head toward that ladder. He gets too far away, though, so he won't hear Automatic getting all the way behind him. But meanwhile, look at this take. The smokes are off on the top of the platform. Mainline does find Sanks, and Justin and Silent each pick up one of their own, as Hiko can only respond with one on that AK that he picked up. So as the bomb goes down, it's all left to Mr. Automatic, who manages to pick up an AK on his way through Monster, but that Monster breathes fire, and he finds out the hard way from Justin's AK that it's going to be 4 now for Paradox.
Now, I'm assuming, and this, I haven't necessarily, the Monster you're calling, that's not Pillar, that's right next to it, correct? On the ramp next to that wall?
Which ramp? Back to...
What spot is Monster you're calling?
Monster, oh sorry, that's a European call. It's the tunnel, the long tunnel, the sewage tunnel, because it has a monster graffitied over top of it.
Okay.
Sorry, that's super European of me. Yeah,
no.
Call that sewage pipe if it's easier, but Monster's pretty indicative.
I like Monster. It does look like a monster. I
So,
just wanted
yeah,
to make sure.
I'm 2 Euro now, bro.
You're just too cool for us, NA folks.
Robert, fine. Sanks, that's your aggressive play again from Sanks. This time it's pistols. Nihilum's economy is really weak. They can't get anything rolling, and this gets dangerous because now they've already given up 4 rounds on their T side. Or against the T side, rather, of Paradox, who were ecoed. So this has been done the hard way in some aspects, some respects of the word. And it's all Semphis and Hiko again. How many times are these two going to get back together? The band's back together, guys. But unfortunately, they haven't sung the swan song just yet, and Justin's not going to allow Hiko to get those pipes warmed up at all.
Yeah, here's the thing. We talked about Nihilum's CT side being so strong last night, and Method getting 0 rounds on their side on this map just a few days ago against Cloud9, or maybe that was late last week. But, you know, this is a complete turnaround right now. It's all due to the pressure that Method put on them early. That Tech 9 buy where they had Tech 9 and armor, and they were able to get the plant. They got 3 kills. That forced an eco round out of Nihilum very, very shortly after, and it's been a bunch of force buys since then. And this is the first real full buy that Nihilum's had.
Look at Sanks. He's going to be aggressive with the op. So he's already out. He realizes no one's out toward the playground. This allows Semphis and Automatic to stack up in the stairwell. This is super aggressive play at A. So Hiko and Valence just play passive on B because even if they have to play for the retake, they're going to be in such good position that they'll already be behind them. The problem is that Roberts is now scouting out toward A on a lurk from the terrorist side, and they haven't committed, so they could actually fall back off this.
Yeah, Silent's checking. He's jumping into those windows to see if he can find him. And once again, it's just Trevor over. He's the only man. We saw him last round just lurking underneath the ladder. This time he's just kind of lurking around playground, around party.
I'll call him Strebo if you're going to stick with Strebo. I was going with the Roberts.
We can call him Roberts.
We'll go with Strebo. Why not? We'll let chat decide. Chat, you decide. What should we call him? It has to be one of those two names. No trolling. Sanks, there it is. Does get Roberts on the way through. Valen's up close. Only gets 1, actually. Nice play from Silent with a close op shot. And now he goes smoked off inside the pit. But this will allow him to stay efficient, stay alive. And if he wins that peak against LA, it would have been awesome for Nihilum's chances on this retake. As Semphis is already in position. But as we saw, that wasn't the case. And as such, Sanks now has to play this from heaven. They do still have the man advantage, but with the bomb down, oh, they're in great position. Semphis and Automatic can walk in the backside quite quickly right now. And as a result, Justin focuses attention left, and the shot comes from the right. And LA
yeah, and this bomb is not
catwalk.
Yeah. He's just going to full stick this. There's nothing he can really do there. Sanks is just going to clean it up with the desperation peak, so nicely done by Nihilum on that retake.
And they keep 3 alive. That's big because we talked about their economy being fragile. Well, now those 3 players will be able to secure their income. And the other 2, although they have to invest, it definitely is a winning cause.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to keep those players alive. Silent had 10K coming into this round. He just dropped 1 AK-47. Going to be able to full buy for him. But a lot of money on that Method side at the moment.
I'm seeing Roberts, I think, more than Strebo.
All right, we'll go with Roberts.
Roberts it is.
Thanks,
Roberts
chat.
are more useful because they're a screwdriver. So not only is it a tool, but he's useful. Yeah, you see that? I called him a tool and got away with that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Is
like
that
Thorin
a
now.
backhanded compliment I just heard?
So aggression out toward long this time from Method. They're actually going to creep up in behind Sanks, and he needs to be so careful, but he turns around fully aware and takes down Silent. And now Automatic just has to fall to the site. Really good positioning as well from Semphis. Not often you see someone pushed into the corner like that. So that can entirely catch them off because they'll come in peeking to the right, and he'll be immediately to the left. That's almost like a Dust 2 old school play when you come out of tunnels.
It's also a fantastic spot for a pop flash. We saw it a couple times last week, seeing Sean Gares use it, and that's exactly what it was for. As soon as they hear the footsteps or the execute, it's a pop flash and a peek. And like you said, Sanks, again, with this AWP, he's playing around bathrooms. He's got to be very careful. Justin's so close to his left that he isn't prepared for it. Gets taken out, down to a 4-on-4. The equalizer is found by Method.
It's Emphis. He's still sitting there. Yeah, he's waiting. And the smoke's going to come out, but they aren't pushing forward. I thought he was going to get off that position. Once Sanks went down, oh, he's waiting. I don't know what he's waiting for. He's going to get on the inside of the smoke. Interesting. He's trying to use the smoke to his advantage. He's looking for that pop flash to come through it, a snack splash or the like, but he's actually got through it. Wow, that actually works out way better than it should have as he goes right past LA, turns around, catches Roberts in the back, and now Automatic just has to clean up the rest of the site. Bomb does go down, and it leaves mainline 21 HP left in a 1-on-3, and Automatic already finds them. This is going to make this a beautiful retake. That was interesting play from Semphis. No flash, and yet he still has the courage to push through that.
Yeah, they threw a Molotov. I'm not sure if they used it to molly out that spot, but yeah, it is kind of curious that he decided to push all the way through, but it does work out fantastic. It gets him 2 kills, pretty much obliterates that attack, gives his team an easy retake, and actually, this isn't a position, we do have 1 drop, so it is going to be a pause here. That's Hiko fell out of the game, but you look at this money on Method, they could force buy here if they want. You know, if they force bought 5 Tech 9s and armors earlier just to keep the economy low of Nihilum, they might do it again here because they can get at least 3 AK-47s, possibly even 4. So I don't see why they wouldn't buy here.
Yeah, I think you're dead right. And they haven't really been utilizing the op too much on the offensive side, which some teams like to do that. Actually, it's one good way to shut down an A aggressive out toward long, but it does still make it's kind of, you pointed out last night how hard it is for a retake. I think it was Tarek that had the op.
Yeah, on Cash.
Who got stuck? Yeah, got stuck outside a cash bomb site. It's kind of weird in a way that its terrorists have a similar problem here because just the way that smokes are used to come in. So unless you get one early pick inside the site, they don't seem to do quite as much. I actually think a defensive op is better on this map for just the angles that it has to hold.
Well, and also, you know, Nihilum hasn't been I think if Nihilum was being far more aggressive into the bathrooms over at A, I think an op might come out to help clear that out, to to grab an angle and protect a teammate, but we haven't really seen too much of it from Nihilum.
Yeah, they did buy, but they went to Tech 9s, so they can go for the AKs like you thought. They do already have 5 rounds, so it is risking throwing away a lot of economy, but nonetheless, we are all knotted up and back into action. Sanks is going to use that op again, and he's going to get aggressive. This time he has the support of automatic, and because they're both out there, so even if Sanks drops down, Otto's still there. That allows Sempus to rotate early to B, so it's a 3-stack. And Hiko's already found mainline. Fires through the monster, takes down 1, gets to second peak. Can he get the shot as well? It is. LA goes down, and watch out because Valens is pushed up on the backside of this smoke, and in by Sandbags, he's going to pick up Silent. This is good execution right now from Nihilum. They're holding every choke point, basically getting one-on-one battles as Hiko's going to find his 3rd one-on-one, takes down Justin, and it's all on Roberts.
Yeah, and this Tech 9 buy was just how they did it earlier on in the half, where they just wanted to use it to get 2 or 3 kills, maybe even a bomb plant. It was just kind of a buy to control the economy of Nihilum, and it doesn't work out for him here. You know, you said that a couple of rounds ago. It was great that they kept 3 members alive. So far, it looks like they're going to keep all 5 alive, with only Roberts coming over towards this A bomb site, going to go for a flank, but nicely managed by Nihilum, keeping up the aggression at those long-range battles once they discovered Tech 9s were out.
Technino, he's just looking for exits. He just wants to hurt the economy now for Nihilum because it is building, although it's not massive, it's not huge.
Ooh.
The last round was fought quite evenly with that defuse with only 2 up, and he does do good damage. Sempus and Hiko each take a dome.
Long range.
Obviously, he only has an agenda against former Cloud9 players. Nihilum's safe.
He's got a grudge match with Cloud9.
So Automatic leads the way again tonight. Sanks, actually, no one really leads the way. Sanks, Tico, and Automatic are all on 9. It's actually mainline on 11 for Method.
See, now this is curious. Why would, now they have a Galil and 4 Tech 9s. So I'm really, really, really confused about this buy out of them.
No, I actually totally agree.
Especially if they weren't going to buy last round. You know, they bought Tech 9s, and now they're not going to full buy either, so...
Yeah, they could have full saved it at the very least. If they, yeah, this is definitely curious.
Well, it looks like from their money they could have bought AK-47s with the amount they bought. I mean, full armor, Tech 9s, you know, smokes, Molotovs, and aids. It seems like they could have done.
Yeah, even if you need the smokes and Molotovs for execution, run 2 or 3 players on Galil and have your entry fraggers run the AK. Because that way they'll get in and get the shots off. Good bounce flash from Hiko, but unfortunately Valens is already smoked and blinded on the front of the bomb site. He jumps up over top, though. He's going to get the bomb player. That's crucial. Justin goes down, and now it's left to Silent to fire back. Does so with the Tech 9. But as he turns around, he realizes there's 2 godly figures in heaven staring down at him, and unfortunately they'll clip his wings and send him straight to hell as Roberts drops to end out the round, and Nihilum have turned this back completely.
Yeah, well, you know, it is that we talked about 5 or 6 rounds in this map for a terror side is solid. So Paradox or Method is happy with that for sure. Just that those buying tendencies, you know, as they managed their economy very, very well early on in the half, and that's what it kind of allowed them to make a little bit of a run. Those 4 straight rounds at rounds 5 through 8 were all won by them because of how they were able to punish the economy in Nihilum, and this time with some curious buying 2 rounds in a row. They've given a lot of bank away back to Nihilum. And look at this aggressive A play now. 4 members, 2 pushing long, 2 pushing party.
Yeah, pushing party very aggressively. This is exactly what the meta entails right now for the CT side, just because of those smokes on the A. You have to get forward of them.
Yeah, Sanks with 2 kills on that push with the Colt. He was in his tough spot, but he let his teammates bail him out. And his patience is rewarded with a couple. It's quickly down to just LA. Back towards T-spot. He's not even going to be able to find Sanks. So Sanks, a nice round from him. 3 kills pushed up with that AWP. A nice defensive aggression coordinated out of Nihilum there.
Yeah, that was really, really well done. And again, they're going to go to Tech 9. This is not good money management at all right now from Method. Even if they bought, so let's do the math backwards. If they bought the AKs on the round after the pause, like you said, then they have to potentially full save. They can maybe force in the next one and save again here, but instead they get rifles out of 4 rounds as opposed to 2 rounds. I mean, there was definitely more to be had there.
Yeah, it's the difference between, rifles on 2 rounds or you want to do this armor tech 9 by 2 to 3 rounds. It's just kind of very, very interesting. And now we have bathroom control from Automatic and Sanks. They hear all this running. They're going to call the rotations back towards A, and they're pushed up long, so they're really not in any kind of danger at the moment.
Just pull Semphis back onto the main stairs. Automatic's front side of the truck, though, they have to play almost this off angle. In some ways, that favors them if they go for these smoke takes, because they'll be inside of the horseshoe. But Semphis fires away, can't control his recoil enough to take down mainline, who pushes back forward and takes down 2 of his teammates as a result. It's like saving Private Ryan when Upham watches one guy walk by and kill 2 of his teammates before doing anything about it, but in the end, Nihilum still get the round.
God, that made me so mad.
That was, I actually
Upham, man.
pissed, man, in that part of the movie. That was the first movie that made me cry. And you know what the movie that made me bawl was? Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3 was really, really sad.
I lived with 2 girls when I watched Toy Story 3, and they were like, man, we're going to cry so bad. They both walked away, and I was left on the couch like, oh my god, my childhood just died.
Yeah, the cool thing about that round, you said it, it was almost an advantage for Method as they pushed in that round with Sanks and Automatic at long, but, they didn't peek too widely. They didn't fall that early. They stayed far back. They let the rotates come in and bail them out. So it was actually really, really good time management by him in a sticky situation.
Valens is the one on pit this time. Aggression again, Automatic and Sanks working hand in hand to try and push out and get the information. They've done that, but they're being quite slow about still checking it. Fortunately, Method haven't really gone for a super quick take, so they may get caught with their pants down here if they don't push forward any sooner. Sanks looks to go back toward the party. But Silent wants to have a party of his own. He's going to take down Valens. Hiko gets back to mainline. Hiko gets back to Silent, and now he's got a 3rd peek, and it's going to be Justin already dropping out. And Hiko goes for the spam through the wall. Doesn't connect, but the damage has been done. The bomb does get planted right now for Method. But right now, it's all signs pointing to Nihilum hitting the double digits and pulling this half back to where it should have been all along, if not for some unfortunate economy. And there we go. Semphis will get him.
Yeah, Hiko's had a very quiet half, quietly top frags for his team with 14 kills, but that might have been the most impressive round he put together there with that AWP, which is kind of surprising to me, but nicely handled by them. And yeah, those last 4 or 5 rounds of that half for Paradox, I think could have gone a lot better for him. I think they could have added 1, maybe 2 more rounds if they'd been able, if they made a little bit better decisions with their money and how they bought. It was very curious to me. They had a lot of Tech 9s going forward in those last rounds.
Yeah, it was almost like they said 5 was enough. Like, oh, guys, we have 5 rounds. Let's just, we'll just force. We already did the job. I mean, take the advantage you have.
Yeah, it was almost like they bought in order to punish an economy and potentially, hopefully, break an economy and make Nihilum save there at the end to give them like 3 or 4 more rounds versus actually playing to grab 1 or 2 more. So a good start to that half one. They won pistol round, they lost the second, but then they went on a nice 4 round win streak. It's going to give them their 5, and now they're on the defensive half.
Well, here we go. First pistol went to Method. They lost the ensuing eco round. Hiko closed it out in a 1-on-1. And we'll see this time if they can do one better, potentially pick up a gun if they get their 2nd pistol of the evening. And of course, if you win 2 pistols and don't win, I mean, that says you got a lot of problems on gun rounds. Obviously, the eco cuts back on that a little bit. I don't want to make my bed, Unrin, whatever your name is. It's not my bed anyway. Leave it alone. I think the A site is becoming a lot more viable, but how do you respond to this aggressive play that these CTs are throwing at you now? You go, I'm at a loss for words just because it's easy to change it up. It still has the possibility of getting in the bathroom connector. You can go front side of the bathroom. You can go out toward long A. There's a lot of changes you can throw, a lot of curveballs you can throw from the CT side.
Yeah, that's the big issue on this map for North American teams at the moment. I talked about that is how do you handle that aggression? You need to be able as terrorists to efficiently effectively clean out any kind of bathroom setup and any kind of push up mid. And more often than not, we're seeing those pushes go in the favor of the counter terrorists, and it's just causing so much damage to terrorist sides early on in rounds that they can't really go anywhere from there. Maybe they lose, terrorist team would lose 2 to 3 to kill 1 or 2, but at that moment you're at a player disadvantage and you're kind of beat up across the map without any map control. So I mean, that's the big issue on this map that I see.
The way I always said it was there's not much punishment for losing a CT out at long, because you get a ton of information. You're so far away from the bomb site, you can rotate for days. I think that the only thing that's gone the way of the T's is just the fact that you can smoke off the passive hold on A now. Because I mean, like you say, you're beat up, you take that fight, you may get a trade. In fact, you may take that player down for free, but you're still going to have to take the site against 2 defenders pretty much every time. Just because, like I say, that front player at A gets dropped, the rotation comes in so quickly.
Yeah. That is the thing on this map, too, is rotations are very, very swift between the bomb sites. And it's kind of interesting because all these smoke executes, all these rotations come in, but it's into a choke point. If you can't get there quick enough, I mean, that's why you have to be on top of rotations here, because if you don't get there fast enough, even though they are quick rotations, if you make a bad read and can't get to the other site in time to support, you're going to be stuck behind a smoke in a potential, like, losing the bomb site situation. You have a choice to make. Do you want to stay behind the smoke and wait it out, or do you come through and try and help out your teammates? So it is very, very interesting. And we are sitting here paused, and for those in chat asking, guys, we do have the opening match of Keyed Stars and Pro League coming up next after this map. This battle of the World of Warcraft guilds.
Yeah. Yeah, we get Keyed Stars' debut. Obviously, Nihilum's debut last night went 2-0, and right now they're in a decent spot. It's not done yet. They still have to pick up 6 rounds on the T side, but in a decent spot to potentially head to 3-0. Paradox have done an okay job. I still think there was more left over just based on some of those interesting Tech 9 plays, but they're in an okay spot to actually give them a run here to the end of this. And then we see Keyed Stars. We see them twice tonight as well. We also have Elevate in the mix, so we've got some talent all the way across our schedule tonight.
Yeah, three of my top 4 teams in the league in the North American region playing tonight, so that's always fun to see. Really enjoyed seeing Nihilum last night. Tonight they I almost want to say they struggled a little bit on that CT half. It looked like. I mean, they came back on it. They went through that tough run where their economy was really beat up, but once they got it stabilized, it was all them to end the half.
Yeah, I mean that was the big thing, and of course they started out with I mean, take away that eco, and we're potentially looking at like almost 8-7 right now for Paradox.
Yeah, that's interesting. That would have been tough to swallow for Nihilum. That would have been very rough.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is good to see. We talked about the potential that this Method team has. One of the better showings we've seen out of some new move ups in the division, and going from a goose egg against Cloud9, not winning any rounds there, to showing a pretty solid terrorist half, picking up 5. Especially with getting eco, picking up 5 rounds is huge. So they claw their way back into the game in a situation where that could have just been a blowout. If that second round had put them on tilt in any way.
So I'm not sure what we're waiting on. 5 in on either side.
Yeah, very interesting. While we're waiting, let's talk about Keyed Stars a little bit, because I actually, Rush was doing a Q&A, Rush of Elevate earlier tonight was doing a Q&A, and one thing I asked him is what he thought that, actually here, there's freeze time I started getting into, but I asked him what he thought of Keyed Stars, how they were going to perform in this North American division, and he said playing them is like playing any of the European teams. They're just immensely skilled, great team play, great strategies, and they've just been beating up on North American teams in scrims, apparently.
Well, I expected that based on the MLG performance. Fallen said before MLG he'd never lost to a North American team, and he kept that true at least at that event. And so far they haven't played many since, of course, ClutchCon aside, but they made it out of groups. No one from North America did. We'll see how they do when they're on the soil, but right now pistol round's underway, and already a man dropped. It's Sanks that got caught. This time it was the aggressor that got the better of him, not him being the aggressive.
Yeah, and a good setup.
Slow down again, yeah.
Yeah, good setup there from the counter terrorists. They actually looked like they wanted to re-push long A there and push down long to try and find some kind of map control, but they fall back into the bomb site. They just turtle up a little bit. Semphis has got a great angle. He's alone with a bomb, though. That could be a scary situation if he gets caught out. More importantly, if they even spot him, it's going to be pretty much a full rotate with the bomb back to the A bomb site.
And Roberts already finds one. That's the first player down, Valens. Justin's playing passive out toward the catwalk on B to get the rotation quickly, but he might not be quick enough because Silent already finds Sempus. Dico does avenge his teammate back into main line, and there's the shot on Silent over top of the dumpster. And Justin at least gets back into him, but Automatic is the only one left. He has to go over to get this bomb. Gets the first shot on LA. Perfect shot on the him, but again, they've got this crossfire set up, and both players... Oh no, Roberts actually fell off it. Both players could originally see the bomb, but Roberts doesn't want to take the peek. He has to make this into a one-on-one, and Automatic might just do it all without the bomb. He might just take this right through, but he has to go for the reload. And good play from Roberts to be aware of it. He pushes out, takes him. Perfectly done.
Yeah, Automatic almost bailing him out of a tough situation, but not expecting that kind of a push. The real difference is those first 2 kills that Method got onto Nihilum. No trades, no really even opportunity for trades from the Nihilum players. So 2 people basically went down for free, and then when the remaining 3 went to take that A bomb site, you saw the crossfires that were set up in that bomb site. And that actually looked like it was going to be more of a clean sweep, but Automatic with some nice plays evens things out. And all Falmas here for the counter-terrorists. No SMGs in play.
Flash goes over, main line's blinded up. This means he has to fall off and can't cover his teammate in LA, but he turns around and does it himself. Interesting that he was able to do that and still get away, and main line now has to hold up close. They walk out, it's 2 headshots, but guns down. So if this brings it back to a 3-on-2, Sangst hasn't gone over to pick up. I think actually LA is saved. Did he full save? Yeah, no, there is a FAMAS there, so there is another rifle for them to grab. Interesting that they haven't sent Sangst over to grab it. Okay, now he's going to head that direction.
Yeah, but 2 Falmases, I mean, this is a chance. Semphis opens it up even more with that nice kill, and now it's just Justin in this bomb site. He's going to have a 1-on-2 depending on how fast Sanks wants to come up and take this, but Semphis does a peek a little early while Sanks is watching the flank, so now it's down to a 1-on-2. Sanks with a lot of work. He does have the time, though. He's got 45 seconds to recover the bomb and find a couple kills here.
That smoke does give him a little bit more room to work, so he walks past it, checks in behind Optimus Prime onto the main stairs. Justin's hugged his way into the bank, but he's second-guessing it. I think he's actually peeking down toward lower just to see what the hell is taking Sanks so long. Roberts is on the main entrance, though. Look at this. He's actually got around the front side bathroom. So because Sanks took so long to scout out the site, he gave up the bomb, and not only that, gets shot in from behind. So
yeah.
Method, that was a decent round by them.
It was. They got 3 kills. They didn't get a bomb plant out of it, but did a lot of damage to the economy. And look at this. They're going to keep up the aggression as well. We're seeing this a lot more lately. They're going to drop an AK for a teammate, so Sanks can get full head armor. That's Automatic who does that. He gets dropped to Tech 9. So they have 3 Tech 9s with armor. They have 1 AK with armor. And Automatic, who is the hero there, just dropping guns for teammates. And this is the same kind of play that Method made in the first half with that Tech 9 buy early on. They want to keep the pressure on. They want to keep doing damage to this economy to eventually break it.
So a group up here from Nihilum toward the party in the playground. You can't have both together on this map, by the way. You have to have the party or the playground. Take your pick.
One or the other.
You can't be spoiled, kids. Mama says no. We'll see if Methods say no, because they're still coming down with force right now. Not so much quick force, but holding hands, skipping to the beat with these Tech 9s and 1 AK on Sanks. We'll see if they can get close to the site. LA in behind. Optimus Prime has to hold the main angle, but that fire means that unfortunately Mainline can't get the peek. He does, though. He still goes out past it because the fire went too far to the left, so they actually just checked that corner, and as a result, Mainline now has 2, has 3, almost looking for 4, doesn't quite find it because his teammates already found it. Silent robs him of the ace, but he gets quad. And now they're within 2 of tying this up already, and maybe 5 is enough against Nihilum. That's it's early to call, but that definitely was the first test of it.
I mean, these crossfires that Method is setting up in this A bomb set, their defense over there from the pistol round to that round has looked very, very clean. And Nihilum really not able to get too much going on in that hit. Nothing really. I mean, all 5 members coming up long, not even getting a kill. That's all Mainline and his teammate, just coordinating flashes, playing very, very patiently and disciplined, and then just obliterating the attack.
Did you get LA out to the main stairs in the connect?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. You were going to say.
Here's the thing with the this is the other side of the coin if you want to keep that aggressive on. If you're not going to get those kills when you continue with those forced buys / half buys that they're doing. Actually, Sanks finds that kill onto LA as he's pushed up. But this is the consequence. You get a little bit more punished now. So 3 rounds have gone by and you don't even really get a full buy out of it.
Robert shutting down Semphis. Bomb dropped inside the mouth of the monster. Tough pill to swallow. Because they've got to recover that with 2 guns, 2 rifles staring at it as Hiko is the next one to drop in that line. And the last 2 players inside the middle stairwell. Already getting spammed at, but I think they're pretty much accepting of their fate. Valens does have a FAMAS to try and get at least an opening shot here. And it's Roberts that's holding the angle on the backside. Over to the left, does get spotted up. Valens crosses over, automatic dropping down, and there it is. They close it up. Justin's waiting on the opposing side, the right side of the mouth, and it's pretty simple. Now we're within 1. This is getting scary now for Nihilum. This is far from over.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is going to be their first full gun buy round, so we're going to have to see what they really have in store for it. You know, what kind of progress they can make, because so far with that second round buy, that third round buy, they haven't shown anything. They just kind of group up and hit a site, and their trades weren't even going in their favor whatsoever. So now there's a decent bank, a really nice bank actually built up on the side of Method, and Nihilum's got to do something here.
LA waiting with the boost. Main line on top of him. We saw Nihilum go for the same, I almost say Cloud9. We saw Nihilum go for the same boost early on. So mainline peeks toward the bathroom. Right now he's actually just checking top stairwell. That might be the right call because Automatic is looking to come out from that position. Thinks better of it. Rightly so, because there was a bullet with, or if not a few, with his name on it as soon as he entered. But they're still lurking with a certain amount of players over there. That Hiko's been spotted. I think he's also spotted in return, though. Yeah,
I think that was that shoulder peek was to get that information if they're stacked. And look, they fall off it immediately. So nice play from Hiko. But still spread out across the map. They really haven't taken any map control of anything, but they have kind of pushed back the aggression. Although Ellie re-pushes it. Their shots are going to give him away. Hiko's going to swing out, get into a fight. He's going to push him farther back. A little bit of damage taken. But they're going to get those bathroom control with about 40 seconds left on the map. So all the defense has been pushed back into the bomb sites, and they now have free reign over virtually this entire map.
That's massive. It's massive to open up as much control as you can because it's definitely free rotations, but it's really long rotations for the T's. So if you can have control of both sites, or at least entrances to the both sites, gives you a lot more chance to open up your options, because if you give one of those up, you're just going to get funneled. As LA waits, smokes are out. Good counter flash, but the smokes aren't deep enough. They're not coming in right now from Nihilum, so even if they try and get to the bomb, yeah, exactly, they can't get to the plant position, and as the bomb gets dropped, it's Sanks who has to find the next kill, and they have to go all the way back for this.
Yeah, that's painful. That was a round that they actually played very, very well. They got exactly what they wanted.
Time's up. They don't even get there. They don't even get there because of that bomb. They had a decent amount of site control, and Automatic just dropped after the round expired. That's even worse.
Yeah, and that's a shame. That's just a mistake from a team who's new together. They didn't just a little bit of miscommunication, but they got exactly what they wanted out of it. They played that round very, very well. Even once they got control, they faked a hit onto A, sent 2 players over to B, and they got a kill. And they were able to manipulate rotations to break into that A bomb site. But unfortunately, just miscommunication, leaving the bomb behind. So a nice round by Nihilum, but a very, very costly blunder.
Super costly. Insanely costly. Same boost happening on A. Semphis this time does get the opening kill, but Nihilum's found a way into the B site. No smokes out again, though, but they're still trying to push forward. Need to be careful of Justin, who comes out from the pit. Unsighted, walks out, free shot onto Sanks. He can't respond at all. Did get the kill before that, but this leaves now Hiko and Valens as the only 2 remaining. Valens has the bomb to work with, but again, they have nothing to distort the vision right now on Method's side. Hiko managing to pick up 1. LA still up in the top of heaven. That late smoke, that went super deep. That effectively does nothing. That's a missed throw from Hiko, and he gets dropped down as a result. I think he expected that smoke to be covering him off, and LA just holds the reverse angle to make sure Valens can't escape after the plant. And now they've got the lead late. Paradox looking really good on Overpass, and Nihilum not looking at all comfortable as they were last night on this map.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Hiko expected that smoke to land. Just kind of missed through it a little bit, and then just puts himself right in the open. So they almost bring it back in. They do bring it back into a 2-on-2, but almost took advantage and won the round because of it. Just unfortunately, just once again, it's just those one small blunders of this map are so far just really, really hurting Nihilum. But it is going to be another full buy out of them. They did get the bomb plant, which is good. It's still 10-11. It's still within grasp, but they've got to start playing a lot better very, very soon here.
Lots of aggressive smokes this time from Paradox on the aggression. LA got an early peek, at least information peek, no shot, but saw 2 crossing over into the party, or into the playground rather, and Roberts catches Hiko as a result of all that. So just a team call. He pops out, gets the shot. Now they'll fall back together. Justin, the only one to stay up. But the problem is they've left B quite open to Silent, and Nihilum is stacked up looking to take it. Silent's already going to close out on the first, though. That's automatic, and they haven't found the trade. Sempus now gets it. The question is, do they push forward or do they expect more company? Because they've arrived in heaven, and with no smokes again, they can't get this bomb into any position even close to planting it. Valens is going to try, but he's all by himself. 72 HP. Okay, he gets away. He uses the pillar to his advantage. He'll get back down the sewage pipe as Sempus rotates back over to A because Sangst is up close, and he's made the call that there's potential openings there. But only 48 seconds. They're going to have to act quite quickly when they get there because bomb, Valens, let me just see. Yeah, it's like 14, 15 seconds before he can even get there still. And Roberts has already found Sanks, so there goes their entry opportunity.
Sanks had to win that battle. Unfortunately, he can't land it. So now it's going to allow the rotations to come in. It's going to be a 2-2 split on each bomb site. So no matter where the terrorists had to go, it's got to be A at this point. Sempus does spot one out. He's only got 15 HP. He does have another player grouping up with him, but there's a third player rotating over. This has got to happen very, very quickly, and it's looking very grim. Method rotating and mounting a huge defense. Flashbangs and smokes holding him up for so long. There's Mainline swinging out, gets traded out by Sempus, but Robert still has a fantastic angle, and he's going to clean it up. So Method looking very, very strong here on Overpass. Mainline at 22 and 15 at the moment.
I have to say, yeah, Method's use of the meta looks a lot more polished right now, at least how the Europeans play it, whether or not you want to call that correct. But the boost in front bathroom gives you the sight of two angles. They're 8-8 when they smoked off the back of the site without even getting an entry kill. That's exactly what Navi and VP do. These guys are looking like they're more aware of what sort of exploitations they can use on this map, whereas Nihilum don't really have an answer for it.
Yeah, 7 rounds straight so far for Method in this second half. It's absolutely brutal. Nihilum's not been able to get anything going on their terror side, and they haven't gotten really any early picks. They're just kind of grouped up at the moment. They've been losing too many players early with no kind of response, and now look, there's 3 players coming over towards long, 1 in playground, 1 over towards B. Excuse me, 1 over towards party. And there's that stack that you just talked about. Once again, they're employing it basically every round. You're exactly right. It gives so much information. And there's an opening pick. Sanks finds one at long A. But they're just going to fall off that. They're going to take that man advantage and fall off it and readjust.
Pico does find mainline. LA goes back to him immediately and actually doubles up, takes down automatic Sempus. At least able to get 1 back into return. Sanks still trying to find the entry from long, but can't do it. Smoke covers off the backside of the bank stairs, so they won't be able to pop out around quite so easily. That means he could take that 1 extra step and spot the main stairs on the back, but
look at this read Method has. Both players at B.
This is the problem, because now with Valens going down, Sangst has A to himself, but Sempus has so far to go to get there. And this will mean Justin can rotate over. Sangst should almost push down the stairwell in the back to see if they can't get back around in. Okay, well, Sempus will get there in time. They can play for the post plant still, but he almost could have pushed forward and got them on the rotation before they even got to the site.
Yeah, but I don't think he wanted to risk pushing and trying to find a better position. A lot safer. Yeah, he knows that the bomb site was clear to a certain point, so they're just going to play in this 2-on-2 now.
Sempus stays close. That's actually interesting that Sanks is the one caught out of this because Sempus is the one that had to play the bait there. Sanks was trying to get out and get into the post plant, but Sempus does it, wins the 2-on-1 up close, and Nihilum have picked up their first round on the T side. Not a moment too soon, has to be said.
Yeah, and you look at the Terra side, we talked about mainline at 22 and 16. We have the new addition, Sempus and Hiko leading the way with 19 kills each. Automatic and Sanks at 17 and 17. Those were the 2 players who just basically exploded last night. Not at the same level, but still playing well. 11 to 12 for Method here. And finally, the first one's the hardest, they say, and finally a round goes in the way of Nihilum on their terror side.
So automatic gets inside construction. Sempus looking out toward the monster right now, tries to spray through that smoke, but Roberts is playing an off angle, so there's no direct possibility of a bullet catching him.
Listen, if Nihilum lose this and get their money reset without a bomb plant, they're going to be in so much trouble for the remaining portions of this match. This might be match here if Nihilum can't win it. They're doing a counter boost. Silent spots it.
So painful to watch. So painful to watch Silent just have his sights firmly set on that. That boost, it works. A lot of people don't play directly in Heaven anymore, but that time it definitely pays off. Ah, man, that was actually painful to watch in a weird way.
Yeah.
Just because of how important this round was, or is, rather. Because it's not over yet.
And it just gets so crushed. You still see Hiko looking at the stairs, but here comes the hit. Sanks is gonna open things up for him, so that's a nice find. A second one by Semphis, and now the B-bomb site is Nihilum's. It looks so grim, but now they have it perfectly. Smokes go down in the choke point. They have plenty of time to set up for a defense on the retake.
Well, this is decent. This gives them a chance because it does open up this site. Flash on Silent. He can't find anything on top of this boost because they have to wait, but they walk around and Valens discovers that there's two there. So Mainline at least gets one more before they try and go for this retake. Semphis going to slow them down a little bit. Silent's caught. And LA already getting caught by Hiko as well. Mainline, I think, just wants to hold on to the op. This is a wise decision on his part because now their economy is the one that's in shambles, and Nihilum bring it back to knot it up at 12.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The economy now for Method is hurt, and this isn't going to be a buy. They do have an op to work with, so they might choose. They're more than likely going to pick up some heavier pistols behind it to kind of support them. But this is a good opportunity here for Nihilum to take the lead, the first lead they've had since this massive run, the 7-round run that Method had to put them up 12-10. Now 2 in a row for Nihilum. So. And it's all been off the back. The big difference is these last 2 rounds they've gotten the entry kills, and even that round they didn't get the first kill. But when they actually hit the bomb site, it was Sanks and Semphis with the first 2 kills to really open it up. No response from the Method players on defense. And look at the aggression now downstairs from Method. Semphis is going to spot it out and push him right back. But actually, they're aggressive up on Fountain. Silent with this AWP. He's so very aggressive. Hiko might get caught out. He does grab one. Shoulder peeks, and he baits out the shot, and then he executes him. Nicely done by Hiko.
And Valens picks up Roberts now. So they've got a flawless round working in this anti-eco. As Hiko continues to lurk. Getting his feet under him now. LA mainline both pushing out toward long. See if they can wrap around and at least pick up one onto Hiko, but I think Hiko hears them. Yeah, he does. He definitely hears them. He's already scouting back in that direction. Oh, but does he spot the right angle? Mainline gets caught. He almost got a free shot onto Hiko. LA does get one on Semphis, but they'll close it out. Almost flawless. They get one, and Hiko, yes, does take the op. He overlooked it for a second. I thought maybe they were going to pass on that. So Sanks still have this automatic now. Okay, so automatic T side is going to be the op.
That's what this team, last season they did this. They had Sanks was their CT side opper, automatic was their terror side opper, which is pretty curious, actually. You don't see too many teams do it. Like, they normally have a dedicated opper.
TSM love to do this. Device is your T side, then you have Cajun B Kerrigan CT, and it works really well just because it. I mean, it's take your pick, but it also means just it's less, I guess, practice or routine to study those angles. If one guy only ever has to focus on defense and one guy only has to focus on offense, I mean that's reading into it pretty deep.
Yeah, I mean whatever works for the teams. And now look at this; they're just going to come out monster. They're going to swing out wide, and there's no one defending it so far. They do throw out the mollies, but first kill goes to Sanks on Silent, not prepared for it. He's going to keep pushing. He does see one up above, but oh, he tries to clean out water, but he can't do it. Trade comes in. Valens grabs one. He's got to swing around. He gets Roberts before getting traded off. This is so hectic, down to a 2-on-2.
And Mainline does. I thought he was actually going to get the shot right there onto LA at Catwalk, but he actually falls off, so he going automatic now. Have to just play for this retake. This bomb has to get picked up soon. There's 50 seconds still to work with. Lots of time. It doesn't matter if they do that. Automatic gets one, and it's a reverse crossfire. It was basically an X setup. And Nihilum now have found their way suddenly after not picking up anything in the second half to get 4 in a row and break the economy for Method yet again. That means we're basically facing a play for overtime because Nihilum are in a great spot all of a sudden. Yeah,
you're exactly right. And these last 4 rounds that they've won, I mean, they just kind of flipped a switch, and they found almost, it seems like a weak spot at this B defense, but they're not doing any executes. I mean, that round they just came out monster, and they caught everyone off guard, not prepared for it, but look at this push up middle.
And this push-up middle is exactly what TSM did to Fnatic. They try and throw this curveball, but Nihilum's a little bit more prepared for it. And Semphis, Valens, Hiko, all of them contributing to kills. It's left to just Silent. By the way, a lot of people didn't understand that round on how Fnatic rushed out that carelessly. I think it was JW I talked to after. He said, yeah, we didn't expect them to be on a save. So there's some insider information that no one ever really talked about in that CCS win. But that's exactly the play TSM did. They just said, Hail Mary, all right, screw it, we're going all the way up. And they'll try and take the fight to them. Unfortunately, they only got the 1 kill before the response came out. They did do massive damage to Valen and Semphis, but with only Silent left, they don't even need to push those guys in first. Automatic will just be the guy that enters and takes the fight. Well, Silent catches one. Now he's got a chance because Semphis so low, Semphis still gets the kill. Man, that was scary. When Automatic got nailed by that headshot, that actually could have been brought back.
Yeah, if he had gotten those 2 kills, because the low HP players were the only ones there. Very, very interesting. That was almost very dangerous, but 15-12 is going to be your scoreline. And quickly while we're in freeze time, guys, I know I see a lot of people. We do have the Keith Stars debut coming up, where they're going to wait for us. So we're going to go straight to that match. We're going to a lot of Portuguese going on in the chat, but no worries. We're going to get to it. They're not going to start without us, and we'll make sure we get that whole match.
So, three-man setup again at B this time. Roberts, Justin, closer into the bomb side is Silent, going for that jump peek over in toward construction, but Nihilum's already over toward A and mainline. Catches Sempus as soon as he comes up the stairs. Stanks wants to take this fight. He's getting aggressive. A smoke, though, will cover off mainline, and that allows him with 13 HP to escape all the way back to the site. Excuse me.
Yeah, that pick, that bodes well for Method. They haven't gotten an opening kill in quite some time, but now they find that one.
But they're going full passive. This is the problem. If they go full passive, we saw what the smokes can do. We saw them do it to Nihilum in return.
Yeah, and our talk at that time was Nihilum was playing too passively, and at the moment it's exactly what Method's doing, so perhaps feeling some pressure. This is more passive than they've really played this whole half, so a little bit beaten up in these last 5 rounds and forced him far back into the bomb site. They have a lot of flashbangs, a lot of counter flash, and even one Molotov and a grenade to use when the hit does finally come in, no matter what site it's going to be on. It does look like it's going to be this A bomb site.
Where are the smokes? That's the question. These two at B, that means they've already used two just to hold Justin. And Roberts in place, who's way back up top on that half wall. Automatic, there's the shot on mainline. Now they've got the rim, but no smokes out. They're not utilizing this positioning. Finally, they drop one, but they're deep smoke, so this means they still have to get the entry kill. Sanks makes good on the first, Automatic good on the second. It won't matter. Bomb's going to go down, and it's all on Roberts and Justin on this retake, and Sanks has already got one of them. Roberts, what looked like a game in the hands of Method, is torn back by Nihilum, and match point ensuing in this 1-on-3. Coming up the main stairs, already spamming away. Has to check his angles, running out of time, and Hiko spotted him. He can't land the shot. Came close on the flick, but can't land it. And Nihilum remain unbeaten. Close call, but they get away 16-12 tonight against Paradox.